Okay, there's a breaking news because Bishop Kuka has finally met with Nnamdi Kanu and is assuring him that that his freedom is sacrosanct, that the Biafrans should not give up as regards Nnamdi Kanu. Or the words your take as regards in visiting the Kanu today?
That's the Archbishop of the Diocese of Sokoto talking about Martin Kuka. Surprisingly, I had a very deep talk with Mazen Nnamdi Kanu. Yes, he said very clearly, according to this discussion revealed by those supporters, and of course those who were there presently with him. And we also learned that a lot of bishops from the northern political axis who are majorly from Christian organizations, and of course suspecting that it was Northern Christian Khan that I sent that delegate led by Matthew Kuka to visit Mazen Nnamdi Kanu in Sokoto prison, and we learned that he made it very clearly to the whole world that the conviction cannot stand. The conviction of Mazen Nnamdi Kanu cannot stand, and the fear that Nigerian government is having at this point in time, is that it was a deliberate delegate by remorseful federal government decision, because Mazen Nnamdi Kanu's case did not, enjoy a global appeal. And nobody is supporting that kind of conviction based on a law that does not exist. And remember, now and currently now, Omotosho is facing serious conviction from world judges from 10 countries of the world, who has also taken up the matter, highlighting judgment errors and the reason why the appeal must stand ab initio. So it is a double threat to the image of the judiciary in the country. And what the federal government is trying to do now is to see how they are going to use inflation powerful people, because Mazen Nnamdi Kanu is being seen as someone who is the symbol of Christian persecution in Nigeria currently now. There's nobody that can attain that height currently now. So what they quickly did now was to organize Northern Khan chapters, led by Matthew Kuka, and they were able to visit Mazen Nnamdi Kanu. And in that, what transpired, yes, even though we discovered that the Sultan of Sokoto too is trying to make sure that we have access to Mazen Nnamdi Kanu. And the question is that why are these powerful people always interested in visiting Mazen Nnamdi Kanu in Sokoto? This is somebody the federal government allayed to have a terrorist engagement, or simply a terrorist. Why are prominent Nigerians, why are world figures talking about Mazen Nnamdi Kanu? Why are people trying to show sympathy? So there's more to it. There's more to who Mazen Nnamdi Kanu is. There's more to what he represents. There's more to his figure on political and economic space in Nigeria currently now. Mazen Nnamdi Kanu has become a determinant factor in all ramification, to the extent that ever since their judgment was passed, there are a lot of calamities happening in Aso Rock on daily basis. I don't want to start going into details about what is actually going on within the corridors of Aso Rock currently, where we have Bola Ahmed Tinubu as the president. A lot of things is going on. There is total disarray in governance. Questions and counter questions and being asked. For government to reveal actually what has transpired. But you see, more revelations keep on coming. That James Omotosho was actually told what to do. And that he went completely outside the constitution of Nigeria. He went completely to the principles of democracy, of the rule of law, and imported a strange doctrine, and declared and passed judgment just simply based on emotions without legal backing. So that's what Bishop Kuka is saying, that the conviction cannot stand. And secondly, before you see such powerful delegates led by Northern Christian Association under the leadership, under the umbrella of Matthew Kuka, is just another plan for them to get Nnamdi Kanu to accept presidential pardon without going to the appeal. To accept presidential pardon without going to appeal. But we learned also that when there was a discussion going on between Nnamdi Kanu and those delegates, he said everywhere was just crowded, everywhere was just jam-packed. That correctional center in Sokoto, there's too much crowd. It has turned to Mecca or salt. Let me just put that word, on daily basis. Nnamdi Kanu can never be alone. The Northerners are there for him. The Northern Christians are there for him. Hausa Christians are there for him. Everybody is talking. Even a lot of people are converting. People are ready to listen to him on daily basis. I am also hearing, there is a plan for the U.S. government to also send a delegate, a congressman delegate for on the spot, assessment of that judgment and have a deep interaction with Nnamdi Kanu. That's another story. It's coming. It can't tell me that this caliber of people visiting, Nnamdi Kanu in Sokoto is not without the backing of the federal government. It is with the backing of the federal government. Yes, we also hear clearly that there's other plans also that Bola Tinubu is nursing, to see how he can go and have his way, either through proxies or through secret delegates, to have a deep talk with Nnamdi Kanu. Not every Nigerian know that, there was a time the former vice president Osibanjo visited Nnamdi Kanu, in prison. Not everybody know that, there was a time Aisha Buhari also visited Nnamdi Kanu, in prison. So if they are telling you that Sultan of Sokoto have visited and Bola Tinubu is planning to visit him, it might not be for public consumption, but they might decide to tell the secret, the secret, because not every Nigerian know that the former vice president, while on power, was reported to have visited Nnamdi Kanu in prison. So the question is that now that Bishop Kuka have gone to market unconditional presidential pardon, will Nnamdi Kanu accept? Because Nnamdi Kanu is bent on totally defeating Nigeria, in the legal battle in any court of competent jurisdiction anywhere in the world. And that is the fear, that if Nnamdi Kanu is being released through the court without government presidential pardon, coupled with the pressure that is coming from the congressmen, and that Donald Trump has already set up, a team that are likely going to visit Nnamdi Kanu, that have sent a serious panic to Asuro currently now. And the pressure from the world judges, World Association of World Judges, are trying to, yes, I hope that Omotosho that at the end of the day does not jump first, because he will definitely be convicted for that judgment.
So if he's guilty, because we know that for a fact that the British judges are upset as regards because according to Nnamdi Kanu, he said Omotosho should show the law, but up to this moment we don't know the law that was used to try him. But do you think Omotosho certificate should be revoked or arrested if truly is guilty?
Of course, it has brought a bad image for the Nigeria judiciary, and of course the Nigeria Bar Association, Nigeria Medical Association. These are agencies of reputability that should not be seen to have any atom or any element or any sign or playing a kind of synergy of corruption, because these are institutions that shape deeply democracy processes, the rule of law. But you can see, instead of them taking on the part of the law, they are acting based on the instruction or interest of a certain group outside the law completely. And that was what made Omotosho fail and failed completely. And that is the anger of the World Judges Association, who are saying that, we are not coming forward, we are the one in charge, we are going to take up this matter, and there's nobody that can stop them, and we are going to review. And it comes to that point that Omotosho might likely face ICC. That is one. Two, he is definitely, ECOWAS are also sending their delegates. Nnamdi Kanu keep on getting this kind of world, African, Asian support on daily basis. What do you think will happen to Omotosho at the end of the day? His certificate will be confiscated, and of course, if care is not taken, he's going to face, what court judges, because he has violated what court acts. So at this point, what should the federal government is thinking is that, it's just purely damage control. How do we now, build? How do we now recover? How do we now, reawaken? How do we now save our shame? Because the man you are talking about today, Nnamdi Kanu, is unpredictable when it comes to issues of negotiation with the federal government. You saw his stand, his bravery, his courage. Many people are misinterpreting to be rude. That is not rudeness. That is courage. That is conviction of a man who believes that what he's doing is the right thing. Forget about the president life. This thing. What is happening now in Sokoto, has proven that that conviction was just a trial on error, and it cannot stand. So whether Matthew Kuka has, of course, deliberately, discussed with Nnamdi Kanu, and before then, Nnamdi Kanu have warned Bishop Kuka about 5-6 years ago, for him to be careful over the issue on ground. But unfortunately, the man fumbled when he said there was no genocide in Nigeria, but he later apologized. By the time he regained consciousness, that no, this has been the reality on ground. And federal government said, okay, please, can you go there and beg Nnamdi Kanu on our behalf to accept presidential pardon? Yes, Nnamdi Kanu have never given the Sultan of Sokoto the access to have a discussion with him. Because, see, I'm telling you, it is not a joke. Go and find that at any point in time, anybody that comes too close to Nnamdi Kanu must be infected with positivity, with reality. I'm not talking about Sowore. When Sowore visited, he came back and started revolution now. I'm telling you, that Sultan of Sokoto do not attempt and get close to Nnamdi Kanu. You understand? Because we don't know what will become, of the Muslim religious organization at the end of the day. You understand? Because you can see, even in the midst of death threat, Nnamdi Kanu stood alone. He was not afraid of the DSS. He was not afraid of the unfortunate conviction, knowing fully well that what happened, that conviction was totally out of a law that does not exist. Then, now that federal government is seeking presidential pardon through the back door, will Nnamdi Kanu accept presidential pardon, or is he going to insist that yes, I am convinced that he should be allowed for my appeal, which of course, whether they like it or not, Nnamdi Kanu have right of appeal. All the frustration trying to move him from within the environment where he is, where he can have access to court and document his appeal processes. They sent him to Sokoto and all that. So you can see the whole thing was just a kind of frustration. But no matter where he is, a golden fish has no hiding place. Will Nnamdi Kanu accept presidential pardon, or will he continue his legal battle to free himself and then tell the story to the world about what he believes and his convictions? And of course, what will be the fate of Bola Ahmed Tinubu at the end of the day if he actually insists that he is going to give Nnamdi Kanu a presidential pardon? Would that guarantee him victory 2027? Thank you, and God bless you.